So maybe you just graduated high school or college and you want to make the big move out to Hollywood. This video is going to talk about a few tips and tricks so you can get an edge on that big move to Hollywood. So the first thing you got to know, LA is a very unique city. There's 17 million people, including all the surrounding cities. There's a lot of people who want to be involved in Hollywood. There's a lot of people who make it and a lot of people who don't, unfortunately. One of the crazy statistics is there's over 60,000 homeless people in Los Angeles. So it's one of the biggest homeless populations in the United States. Housing prices are super expensive compared to a lot of the other parts of the nation. And so that's something that you got to focus on and be strategic about. Here's a map of Los Angeles, and you'll see that there's different areas of town. One of the correlations that you'll notice is the more expensive it is, generally, the more safe it is, and the more demand there is to live in that area. That's business 101, supply and demand, right? So if people really want to live in Santa Monica, if they want to live in West Hollywood, the prices are going to go up because there's more people willing to pay a premium to live there. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a place for you. The pace of life in Southern California is very fast. There's so much to do, and the majority of the people there are hitting the ground running, they're hustling, they're doing lots of things. What's also true for anybody experiencing a city is that their experience is going to be different than anybody else's. So I can tell you a lot about what I did and how I came to LA and what I did to survive here, but your experience is going to be completely different from that. The experiences of my friends, my colleagues is going to be completely different from the experience that you're going to have. So there's just some overviews and some big picture ideas that I want you to keep in mind in your move over here, but also keep in mind that you're going to have a completely different experience than anybody else. One of the frequently asked questions I get, should I try to land a job before I get here? You can try, but honestly, 95% of the people that I meet don't land a job before they get here. The number one reason is when you move to a new city, people in that city want to know who you've worked with, especially in the film industry. They want to have firsthand experiences. They want to have references to people that you've worked with that maybe they've worked with. So they can ask that mutual friend, hey, how was Noah? How did he work? Was he a hard worker? Was he focused? They want to know from somebody they've worked with before and they have a good opinion of. They're going to ask them, was Noah a good AD? Was he a good PA? Can I bring him on and trust him to do a good job with the work that we have? And that goes into networking, which I'll make a whole nother video about. And then the next question I always get is, how do I get my first job? That's also a kind of difficult question. In my personal opinion, I suggest or encourage you to do as many different things as you can. Get your feet wet, take the free internships, take the Craigslist jobs, the short films, whatever you can get, because you're going to start to gain contacts. Not all of those contacts will pan out to be good, unfortunately, but a lot of them will. And that's how I got the ball rolling. I took a free internship, and then that led to another job, that led to another job. And before you know it, I had momentum going behind me, and people were able to hire me because of the work that I've been doing. That was relevant work in LA. I also encourage people to save up before you make the move out here. Having 3 or 5, even 6 months of financial cushion is going to really set yourself up for success. The first few months are always the hardest. Having that capital, having that runway for you to take off is very important. You'll have less things to worry about if you have the first 3 months of finances figured out before you even get to LA. And I also encourage you to be friendly and to always be networking. When you meet people at a bar, at a restaurant, at the gym, you want to have this positive, friendly attitude that's welcoming, that says, hey, I want to be your friend, but hey, if you need somebody, let me know. The majority of the people I know are too forceful about asking for work. They're like, hey, I just met you, but if you can get me a job, I'd love that. No, I think you need to build the relationship first, talk to the people first, let them get to know you and what you've worked on before, which will lead to more work. That's the bottom line. Probably one of the most key things is that 95% of your jobs come from somebody that you worked with before. So to catch that momentum, to get it going, that's going to be the hardest thing. But once you get it going, it's going to get easier and easier the more experience you have in the business. I'm putting together a checklist video, things that you should check off your list before you move to LA. That's going to be in the description below. So please check out that video. If you have a topic that you want me to cover, please leave a comment below. Please also see the other links in the description to some of the other videos that I'm producing. Thanks, guys. See you in Hollywood.